What is good, Ninja? OG over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch and Gaming News video. Today we have some awesome information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. VVVVVV launches for the Nintendo Switch on November 17th of this year. Gravity switching platformer switches to another platform. So V times 6 will launch for the Nintendo Switch via the Nintendo Switch eShop on November 17th for $9.99, publisher Nicalis has announced. The Nintendo Switch version of V times 6 runs at 60 frames per second and features bright and colorful throwback graphics and a number of graphical filters to change the visual style. Here's an overview of the game via Nicalis. In V times 6, you play as Captain Vedran, brave commander of a spaceship whose crew members are accidentally teleported to random locations in an unknown dimension. While exploring the ship and its surroundings, you can switch the polarity of gravity at any time. You can fall up to extricate yourself from pits and walk across the ceiling when it's too dangerous to step on the floor. Vedran uses this ability to search for teleporters, shiny collectible trinkets, and the ship's missing crew. V times 6 is currently available for the PC, Linux, 3DS, iOS, Android, PlayStation 4, PS Vita, and Ouya. We have a Ouya sighting, and that might be the first time that I've said the game is also available for the Ouya of any game that I've reported on. But yeah, there are games on the Ouya. But yes, this game V times 6, man, it is coming to Nintendo Switch. November 17th is the big date for it, and a lot of people really like this game. Once again, Nicalis, I think this is like their 30th game they've published on the Nintendo Switch this year. No, I'm joking, but they have a ton of games on the Nintendo Switch. I know it's like 6 or more at this point that they're bringing to the Switch this year. They might already have 6 on there. I'm not sure, but either way, bring as much support as possible. I've been saying this, and I'll go ahead and say it again. 1, November is going to kill everyone's wallets, and 2, the more games that we get, the better. I don't care if they're indie titles, I don't care if they're major titles, just keep on bringing as much content, because the more content you bring, the more fans you could potentially bring into the mix. Obviously, everything isn't going to be for everyone. Everything's not my cup of tea when it comes to games. I'm not so sure about this one either, but at the same time, people like it. People were talking about it via Twitter and asked me to report on it, so I said, why not? I'll go ahead and report on it. And I remember this game coming out back when I used to run PlayerEssence.com, and it came out for like 3DS and other systems like that. So if it's on PS4, why not bring it over to Nintendo Switch? Why not? You might as well, especially if Nicalis is going to do it. They're pretty much putting out everything on the Switch. So shout outs to them, and shout outs to more games coming to Nintendo Switch. Remember, November 17th, $9.99. You can pick up V times 6. Let me know what you guys think about this game if you played it before, and if you plan on double dipping, or if you plan on getting the game, let me know about that in the comment section below. Alright, and getting into another game announcement here for the Nintendo Switch. Rogue Singularity will be coming to the system in the first half of 2018. Now, No has teamed up with considerable content to bring Rogue Singularity to the Nintendo Switch. It was announced today that the Cosmic 3D platformer will be on the console sometime during the first half of 2018. Rogue Singularity has you controlling a robot hero in a procedurally generated levels after a wandering black hole crashes into your home galaxy. Stages are filled with various mechanics, bizarre alien creatures, and deadly traps. We have more details about Rogue Singularity below, and there's also a trailer that you guys are checking out as well. So let's get to some of these features here in the overview of the game. Rogue Singularity is a return to the golden age of 3D platforming, rewarding quick thinking and even quicker reflexes as you desperately try to survive one cosmic level after another. Players who grew up with an N64 or PlayStation 1 controller in their hands will feel a rush of nostalgia as they jump, dodge, and roll across treacherous floating worlds. So for some of the features here, back to the classics, revisit the golden age of 3D platforming reimagined with gleaming new graphics, cutting-edge game design. Galaxy of Danger, pit your precision gaming skills against increasingly difficult levels populated by traps, monsters, and devious villains. Take on the boss. Take on the villainous intergalactic overlord who is the master of singularity, and battle his fearsome lieutenants in pulse-pounding boss battles. Play forever, endless procedurally generated levels through jungles, volcanoes, and factories, as well as stranger places including giant beehives and floating coral reefs. Share the challenge, beat procedurally generated levels to set your best time, and challenge the world to knock you off the top of the online leaderboards. Build your hero, collect interchangeable body parts for your robot, then mix and recolor them to create a unique hero. Cosmic Beats, groove to a blistering electronic soundtrack by chiptunes legend Dennis Carland. So this game actually looks like it's a pretty high quality indie style of game. 3D platformers are just something we do not see a lot, so the fact that they're actually particularly going after that crowd when it comes to the N64, PlayStation 1, and the 3D platforms on the PlayStation 1 were a little rough, but the N64, when it comes to the actual 3D platformers that people used to play back in the day, man, I like this. This is definitely the style of game that we needed on Nintendo Switch. People went crazy about Ukulele as far as that goes, and that's still not on the Switch at this point here. People want to see more of the classic 3D platformers, so why not bring this game to the Nintendo Switch as well? Because there aren't a lot of them. Heck, we only got a few. Super Mario Odyssey is coming out very soon here. We're going to have Ukulele. Outside of that, there isn't much as far as notable ones on the system, so why not be to the market here with this game? You have some customization that you can do, procedurally generated, so you're going to get a lot of different playtime as far as what you can do, a lot of different variety, and it looks really good for an indie game as far as the graphics go. Looks like they're doing some pretty good stuff with that, so I'm actually looking forward to this quite a bit, just because I've kind of had a little bit of an interest in 3D platformers now that they've kind of calmed down a little bit. What do you guys think about this brand new game coming to Nintendo Switch? Are you interested in these type of procedurally generated 3D platformers, which is something that we don't see very often? Will this be something that you're going to be picking up in 2018? Let me know about that in the comment section below. Alright, and moving into the last article here, the September 27 NPD, we have a little bit more information from that. Now, all of the actual sales numbers are not revealed, but as far as the positioning goes, you guys can check that out. I didn't want to go over all the different lists because I thought that that would just be monotonous at this point. I mean, Destiny was the top selling games. All the normal, typical games are all in there. It's NBA, it's FIFA, it's Madden, it's like Legend of Zelda. There's all the normal suspects that we usually see, but I did want to go over one piece of information as far as that goes, and that is the Super NES Classic Edition outsold all other major consoles on the market, including the Nintendo Switch. Let's go ahead and get into this article here. Now, with the Super NES Classic Edition making its debut in September, it's no surprise that it was the best-selling hardware platform in the US. NPD says that it beat out the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, and Xbox One last month. Now, the Nintendo Switch was still the top home console as far as new line consoles being sold. It beat out the PS4 and the Xbox One in terms of units, but I wouldn't say that it was no surprise. I don't think everyone thought that, even though we found out that the Super Nintendo Classic sold well, Nintendo said that it sold 2/3 of all hardware. So the Super Nintendo Classic, we don't know the actual number of units of it, but it must have sold 300,000 units plus if Nintendo actually took 2/3 of all hardware sold, because you have 4 systems on the market, and even if you're counting the 3DS in there as well, Nintendo took up a lot of systems sold. So I'm guessing the Super Nintendo Classic did extremely well, 300,000 units plus. I know in Japan it sold over 360,000 units, so I'm guessing here in the US that it had to have been well more than that. Maybe they had more stock, so maybe it was 400,000 based on that, and this thing could be nearing 1 million already sold worldwide, like in its first week. So that's absolutely incredible that Nintendo would have this stock ready to go. They said that they're going to have a lot more. They said that they're going to ship a lot more than they did pretty much through the entirety of the NES Classic, and that's exactly what they did in order for this system to be at the top when it comes to the NPD. And honestly, guys, this is just the beginning of it. I honestly feel that this classic line is going to be something that Nintendo revisits quite a bit. We're going to be seeing a lot of Nintendo's old games, Nintendo's old systems come back in this classic line. I'm thinking one of these days Nintendo's going to make like a mega system or something that has all of their old classic games on there. You just buy it for like $200 to $300 or something. Maybe it's the same price and pretty much you get like way more games than that. Like one of these days they're going to even level it up even more, man. I think the sky's the limit as far as what they can do. There's still the N64, there's still the Game Boy, there's still the Game Boy Advance, there's still the DS. There's still so many different areas they can go with this. And I've been playing the Super Nintendo Classic, and I think it is a nice, phenomenal little piece of technology. It's so light, it's so simple, it lets you stream games easier, it lets you show off your games easier because it has the HDMI. You get a nice replica controller that feels so similar to the original Super Nintendo controller. I actually have mine right here, and it's just such a nice thing to have, you know, and it's so cool. So I'm so happy that Nintendo was able to get this done and able to get it into many hands, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do in the future, because at this point the sky's the limit based on these sales here. Alright Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also make sure you check out our Patreon page, pledge any tier, be entered in to win some awesome prizes. Plus we have Discord voice chat and prize eShop tournaments. Also make sure you check out our brand new YouTube live gaming page and consider sponsoring PlayerEssence. When you do so, it works very much like Twitch, to where you can earn custom themed emotes for the chat. It also gets you entered into my friends list in order to participate in tournaments. So check out the link in the description below and consider sponsoring PlayerEssence right here on YouTube Gaming Live. Also make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you Ninja for the next video. Peace!